Get something in my eye.
Alright, we've got the record bot, guys. We got the record
My
bot.
God, it's power, bro. If Leafy's ass doesn't get in here soon, I'm literally just gonna fucking go.
Bro, how is Leafy's the only who would challenge you to debate and then you're waiting for him? Like,
Exactly, bro.
bro, how does that even work? You
That's
won't
a
beat
good
me this
fucking question,
time.
actually. How does that work?
You won't beat me this time. Yeah, well, yeah, because you're not even fucking debating. This fat slob's trying to get off his sofa when he's like 400
Well, Leafy's
pounds
the kind of
on move.
motherfucker who would start jerking his shit mid-debate. Oh, wait, pause the bit, guys. Oh, my wee-wee's a little hungry.
Not even you can like just like he does it like on mute, not on mute, like on mute, like mid contention. You can like hear his voice changing
Mid-contention.
with pleasure.
Contention. Oh, man, he has a really good contention. This turns me on. Wait, I have a theory. I think he has like a king for good debaters, so every time he gets contended, he just gets turned on because it's joking him in debate.
Yo, W like rhetoric or something. I don't know. 2024. W rhetoric, bro, makes him work. It makes him more freaky, so he presents his arguments better.
Now, bro, when we're making the tier list, we have to specify if it's regular Leafy or freaky Leafy.
Bro, that's like my fucking subordinate student. What's his name? Ghost. When he was debating Maurice, I think Maurice would beat a normal, like out of the blue Ghost. But when this guy was like pissed, rage. I call it a rage amp, bro.
Rage him.
How do you debate? Get fucking rage amp to go. Yeah, rage amp to Ghost. Hide this some guy and drop it on his neck on his own topic. Fucking monsterverse, bro. Oh,
Wow.
dearie me. No, I thought if you join, bro. This guy Jesterous. Well, bro, I know he's either too fat, like his fingers are so fat and chubby, he's trying to smash his keyboard so he can like join the VC and it's not working,
Yo.
or he's trying to prepare so he has scans, bro. That's either one of the two, and
There
he's
he
finally
fucking
joined.
is.
There he is.
Yo,
There we
Show me join the
Well,
second after.
well,
We
well,
got
well,
Leafy.
well, well.
what's up?
Right. What topic was it, Leafy?
Little Eatie versus Boo. That's the topic I wanted to run.
Right. Do you want any prerequisites before we establish a dialect, Leafy?
Yeah. No
I think
BOR, policy limit and policies miss points, and also the SPA.
Sure. What did you say for BOR? What was the time you gave?
No BOR.
No B. Right. Sure. Sounds fair enough. Okay. Why do you think faggot little Eatie wins?
Right. So I think Little Eatie.
You're not real, Leafy.
Yo, could you kick the one who's playing that soundboard?
Or maybe you can mute everybody's soundboard. Like.
Right. So I believe. Oh my god.
Leafy, is that you?
Yo, who's playing the soundboard?
Just fucking debate.
Dude, just mute the soundboard. That's the thing. That's the thing.
Hold on, let me do it myself. So from my end, real quick. Oh, yeah, it's there for chumps. Hold on.
No, it's not. Easy, could you kick the one who's playing the soundboard?
Okay, good. Well, I don't know who's playing it.
What the hell?
Or how about you just mute it? How about you just mute it? That's like a
Leafy, just mute the soundboard. Also, yeah, you can mute my soundboard. It's not me.
It was rehearsal. I fucking saw it. It was a rehearsal. It wasn't chance.
Reverses.
Alright. Someone kick the one who's playing the soundboard.
Oh my god, mute it. Do you not hear? Are you fucking deaf?
What'd you say?
Yeah, that was a crash out with Eatie.
Hello, Viper.
This guy's so scared, but this guy is so scared. Holy
Viper,
shit.
Piper. Why do you think Little ET wins? Don't make me wait all day. Come on now. I got important stuff to do.
I think in her fight with her mother, she physically overpowers her and overwhelms her. And
how is this indicative to Bull and her scaling and why?
Yeah, I'm going to explain why this is indicative to Bull. So we see a Big Eatie go relative to Spinosaurus, and something Bull cannot do. He's like overpowered at the end. And no, this is like a bigger version of Spinosaurus too, so that's an indicative for like more power.
What are you just arguing of relativity between the Spinosaurus? Is that like your foundation and why you believe little for reference?
I'm arguing that Little Eatie, who's relative to a larger Spinosaurus, who was like weaker to that, like a smaller Spinosaurus. That's like the argument.
Okay, can you pull up a clip where you think Little Eatie was going relative to the Spinosaurus, and we can get into why?
Yeah, they can.
Spino being bigger would be an inherent advantage over Jurassic Park. Very toxic.
I mean, that's fine, but do you agree that they're relative?
Who? Who we're calling relative?
CC Spino and Jurassic Park Spinosaurus.
And what, like an overall fight?
Yeah, generally relative to you.
Sure. I think a relative. I don't think once. I don't think CC is above. Can you pull out the specific clip where you, like the point or where little ET quote unquote goes relative to Spino? Instead of just pulling up the whole thing.
Yeah, sure.
Get, like the exact moments.
I send in B scans. I'm gonna give you a timestamp.
Even more preferable if you just send just a screenshot of the exact moment or whatever. Yeah, both. Boom, 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 boom,
Those are the timestamps.
Oh wait, okay. What was it? 12 seconds. Oh my, okay.
Oh yeah, an initial timestamp. I mean, initial like part of the clip. She also does like a lot of damage to Spinosaurus. The factor of his health.
Okay, so repeat what you were saying or how she is relative to Spino.
Okay, I said that little Eatie overpowered and overwhelmed her mother, and Big Eatie is like relative to Spinosaurus. Do you want me to explain how?
Oh my. So we need to get into why little ET and Big ET aren't like relative at all, and why little E's performance against Big ET would not mean she gets scaling from Spino. Is that what we need to do, Leafy?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
From the last debate, do I need to explain why little ET somewhat doing okay at the very best against her mother does not mean she would scale to Spino or would get any like positives from that?
She was not. She was overpowering her. I mean, we could go over the clip. I'll send you right now.
She wasn't. She just doesn't. Not in the way you're making it out to be. You can get the clip.
Yeah, sure.
But why you get it, I can explain why. It's kind of the same argument I used last time.
Go ahead.
So, Big ET was very clearly holding back against her daughter. It's very like evident by the way she's moving, her fighting style. If you compare it to CC Spine, which is very different, we can conclude from that point that she was holding back, and also make logical sense since this is her daughter. The dynamic between the two would obviously not make it so she want to kill her own daughter, and is nothing to advocate for saying she would. So I believe she was holding back, and I don't think even Big ET.
Could you explain how like the fighting style is different? I don't believe it is.
She was
clearly attacking. She was like ramming little Eatie and also biting her, like gashed her too.
She was sloppy. She didn't really like run up Big ET like little ET or anything. And I think
this could just be an effect of the drug because we know they're drugged. So
okay, if this is effective,
not necessarily that she's not trying against her daughter.
Okay, Leafy, if this is an effective drug, and little ET just doesn't scale to Big ET, she scales to a weaker version. You just shot yourself in the foot. If she's fighting a weaker,
no, not necessarily, because
then what's the point? Because the big one that fought Spino is completely different. You just shot yourself in the foot.
Right. Okay, so that's not the point I was trying to make. I'm saying like the effect of drugs makes them like rage damped. They're physically stronger than before. We see this in little Eatie, and I just generally believe when they're rage damped, they're stronger in their normal state.
Why would
like her style being different in this what?
In this context, why would her being quote unquote rage damped make her stronger? And again, the other 2 points still apply. She's sloppy, slow, not fully trying, and the reasoning that I gave for her and little Eatie.
Okay, why don't you believe she's fully trying for one? And for two, how is she sloppy? She's clearly fighting at her best. And like if you do believe she's sloppy, it's because she's fighting differently than normal. Again, this is the effect of the drug. We see little Eatie fighting differently too, in contrast to her base form, where she's like in base she can't even fight at all. In this state she can.
Okay,
so I believe that's just the effect of the drug.
Wait, say your first point again. Say your first point again.
What?
Say your first point again when you were talking, so I can go over it. So I don't get it misinterpreted or anything. Leafy.
What point? Wait, what point?
The very first thing you started babbling on about.
I told you. I asked you like, why do you believe she wasn't trying?
I think I've already highlighted this because the mother and daughter relationship wouldn't allow it narratively, and then we have the part where this is proven when Big ET is slow, slop, and weak, and you're already admitting that it's because of the drug. It's because of the drug. Then it's like a different version of Big ET who is inferior to the one but fought Spino, so she won't even get that scaling. And if you're gonna bring up the fact that she's quote unquote rage damped to get stronger, why would being drugged make you stronger and rage amped? I think you need some supporting evidence to make a claim like that. And also, I just still
already
correlates into topic.
I already explained my point now. But okay, so for the narrative part, I just don't think like I think it's like an indicative to emphasize Big Eatie not wanting their Hillary. It's like for one, we know like they're drugged again, like sorry.
Go on.
And for two, we know like this drug was an also a narrative because they wanted to use it against like other dinosaurs. We saw Gears
Wait,
and
hold on. You
Big Eatie fighting later on. I just don't think like the authors really cared about the portrayal of like the relationship as mother and daughter, and I just don't think they were putting effort into like the narrative itself.
wait. Can you repeat the poll? Because I kind of only
So like
started
generally, I just don't believe like the narrative matters in this scenario.
You don't think narrative intent matters between the dynamic between the main two Rexes?
Yeah, because it's two Rexes fighting. Also, because I don't think
One, I
like the
think it's
authors
supporting
cared about
evidence
the
to an
portrayal of the
action.
narrative itself.
I think you need supporting evidence to make a claim like that. And then for the other part, we clearly see how the animals interact between the whole fucking show. It's clearly that they went through with the idea of this dynamic and that they wanted to portray a mother and daughter T-Rex. And it's clearly shown throughout the whole story. They're together. Big E.T. is the one who
Right? Could you show examples of them wanting to show this relationship?
Sure. I mean, literally, when the two T-Rexes are fighting, it's when they stand side by side. I think that is like a big part. And there's other instances. Do you really need to get out and go to fucking Netflix to find instances of the two of them acting like a mother and daughter? I think this is pretty self-evident and being disingenuous from your half, Leafy.
Yeah, and like the argument I'm making is that I don't think they cared about like them being mother and daughter and like the fight itself because they were using the drugs to
That's
test
just
it.
ignoring the point because I've already highlighted why they did and why they went through with it, and therefore we can apply it to the situation at hand.
Right? Could you like repeat your first part earlier because I didn't hear it because they were playing the soundboard.
What the point I should talking soundball? How far ago was the point you want me to repeat?
Like the before like this point, could you like repeat it because they're playing that soundboard? I couldn't hear you.
What the point where I used to repeat and then you want about how you don't think narrative intent matters?
No, it's the point after that.
After I was just on about, I was responding to you, and I was saying that I was explaining why that they have a mother and daughter relationship, how it has been substitute throughout the show. What do you mean?
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else. So like I just don't think like specifically in this fight alone like the mother and daughter relationship matters. I don't think like the authors care about the portrayal.
Okay, so you believe? So you're saying that in this instant when the fight, they didn't care. Just this instant, just to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay,
all right,
so
boys.
Again, or making
You are going a little bit circular, so you guys like want to give your closing statements for this point, because if you two argue on this point any longer, you two are just gonna go nowhere. And then I can give like verdict on this point if you want.
yeah, go on. Actually, making the connection, yeah, it would go. We kind of already established the fight itself, and then this is the point where it's supposed to explain the fight, but the fight explains this point, and yeah, fair enough.
All right, so Ultima can give his statement, and Leafy can, and I'll just give my verdict.
What against Leafy's like scale of why I believe it's wrong?
Yeah, just like for this point, yeah. Like you can
So
give.
I was talking about how Little E.T.'s performance against Big E.T. doesn't give her spinal scaling. I explained why, and the explanation I gave was that Big E.T. was holding back. Why? It's because we see in the fight itself, she was slow, sloppy, and this would probably conclude that she's not trying. It would also be supported by the narrative between the two. There is no reason that Big E.T. wants to kill Little E.T. And the points go hand in hand as it's clearly consistent. And I don't think Leafy...
right. So for me, I don't see how Big Eatie was being sloppy or slow in the fight. I asked him to like provide examples for this. He didn't. And for the narrative part, I like again. I already repeated my point. I don't think the authors cared about the portrayal because they were trying to do another portrayal, like a narrative. This is like the drugs themselves, which they were using to like make other dinosaurs fight, which is like a big point in like Jurassic World Dominion 2.
Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna fucking say it. Ultima won the point. Because I don't know what else way I can put it. Ultima argued better. Yada yada yada.
All right. What do you want to do from here? From ball scaling? Do you think you want to go into ball scaling, since this is kind of your thing for Little E.T.? If you didn't have this, and I don't really think she has anything else where it's like noteworthy. Leafy. I think ball scaling would be pretty quick, because I don't think there's a lot to it. Like a sense of there's only like a couple of things we can use, but they have substance.
I mean, yeah, you could go ahead into your arguments. I don't have anything else to say.
Okay, so within the fight between Ball and Spino, it's pretty obvious that Ball was physically the superior of the two. He's able to get the first hit on Spino, grab him, swirl him around a little bit. Sure, Spino's also able to contend to Ball in a physical matter, but it's to a lesser degree to what Ball can do to Spino. And if we've already agreed that the two are relative, then if Little E.T. does no chain scaling to Spino, Also, I like the whole point of you train scaling to Spino is that Spino is stronger, and to Eatie because that'd be the whole point of train scaling to her, calling it relative and all that. If Ball has far high relativity, because Little Eatie doesn't even scale to Spino at all. If Ball does our scale to a Spino, which is relative to the one you see, whenever substitution stronger, then we can conclude that Ball should have, like better physicality, yada yada. That would be important stuff for winning a fight. So I think Ball would beat Little Eatie off that. I mean, I can get a fight if he won, but I think we remember how it went.
Right, so like I know our point was like my point specifically was like how Little Eatie scales to Spinosaurus, and like now that you debunked that point, I don't have any correlation to Spino. I think you need to give like a point for why Boo would actually be above like Little Eatie.
Or I think this is a bit disingenuous because you're going to go into an argument without having any. If you're going to go into an argument with your reasoning gets debunked, and when I try and apply like the same kind of formula you were using, apparently it's like incorrect. If like
right, but your reasoning to Little Eatie, and my argument actually had correlation to Boo.
Not having to correlate into your argument. I've already explained why because I've already gone over why Little Eatie doesn't even scale to Spino. Well, Ball does. It doesn't matter what you think. This is the argument about my reasoning.
Just to clarify on this point, since you two are going to go circular, Ultima can still argue off of the Spinal point, since he already won that point. He can still continue to further elaborate and argue on that point to explain why his character wins.
Alright.
Sent a clip in VC scans of it at all matters to you. But yeah. I'll give you the point. Yo, one day you a bitch, bro. Like, we don't care for your opinion. Anyway, Leafy, do you have any contentions?
I mean, you already won the main points, so I don't really care.
So we can just go to results then. If there's another substance we can go over.
Alright, so it was a obviously very hard debate for both of you. Both of you were trying very hard.
No, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
But I think with extreme difficulty, I'm gonna have to give it to Leafy.
Okay, that's not extreme difficulty.
Yeah, Leafy, you need to hate yourself, bro. Mom, throw your phone out the window, please. Like,
bro, this guy's literally
yeah.
on a PS4 game chat right now, bro. Get this nigga out of VC.
Bro, though, Leafy, you got notifed. I'm sorry, Leafy, you got notifed.
Alright, it's fine.
Dude, why did he say he couldn't why didn't he say he couldn't readjust the point? You can readjust the point, you fucking idiot. Holy shit.
Yeah, Leafy, you long-headed ass nigga.
Bro, this guy Leafy, bro. You have a V head, bro. You have a V head. Small brain V head.
Ultima, who did Leafy and you have again?
I had Ball, he had Little Eatie.
Okay.
Bro, I got a good win pick. Let me put it in general.
Alright.
Bro, what is Wonder on about?
All time, bro. Like, you really wasted my time.
Wonder, I noticed, bro.
I was making bands to be, and then I quit to be here. I mean, oh my god.
That was.
Ultima one.
I was controlling Chomi in the sweatshop, and then I had to stop in order to be here. And this is the most useless VC of all time.
Yo. Alright, what's our win pick?
Bro,
the win pick is Leafy's face. Win pick is Leafy's face. All right?